So next up, we want to welcome our sponsors who made this possible. We're going to hear a couple of words from them, and then we're going to dive deep into our entrepreneurs. If you haven't downloaded the app for the event yet, please do. Go over to Bizibo. Search on Bizibo in the App Store or Google Play, and just once you're in there, find FoodBytes. I want to introduce John Paul Bulow. He's our Director of Partnerships at SF New Tech, who helped really corral a lot of these folks together, and he's going to introduce our sponsors today.
I'd like to introduce Sensiba San Filippo. We have Karen Burns. She's going to be talking to you about the boutique accounting services that Sensiba offers.
Thank you. Thanks, everybody, for being here today and enduring it. Such a fabulous crowd, I think more than was expected, so really appreciate all of that. Sensiba San Filippo has been around since the 70s, so we're not exactly a startup anymore. However, we continue to reinvent ourselves just as the startups here do today. One of the things that we've recently done is really acutely specialize by industry, and 3 of our industries that we specialize in are venture capital, technology, and food and beverage. So it kind of makes sense that we would be a sponsor here today, right? So we do a lot of work with companies from startup to multi-generational to long-term. We work with companies to get funding. We work with them as they get through that phase and into maturity, and hopefully in a transaction or sale, which is what a lot of people hope for. We do audit and tax work for the most venture capital companies outside of the Big Four accounting firms, and are very, very interested in hearing everybody's stories, because everybody does have a story. So thank you for all of the folks that are going to share your story here today. We look forward to hearing that, and we really appreciate the opportunity to be a sponsor. Thank you.
Thank you for your support, Karen.
And next we have Andrew with DesignMind. Andrew is one of the founding team members of Yumly, and now he's the vice president of DesignMind. They offer data science. Which startups here utilize data science in their companies? I see Hampton Creek raising their hand. And in the back, Tiny Farms uses data science. All right. Well, if you're not using data science, Andrew will tell you why you need to be.
It's great to be here. We actually attended the FoodBytes Conference 1.0. We had a great time meeting the people. A little lower key, a little more out there, but it's been a great experience here meeting all these people, including the venture capitalists. Get closer. You want me to get it closer? And the various companies here that are presenting. I specifically see a lot of people that I met in the FoodBytes 1.0 conference. That being said, what I got from FoodBytes 1.0 is that there's a lot of interesting small companies out there, and some of the questions that they ask are outside of the food. How do we understand what we're doing? We get this data in, we have a company, but what do we do? How do we organize ourselves? And this is where DesignMind comes in. We're a consulting group. We deal with data. And it's data from end to end. It's like, we've got this stuff coming in from our coffee machine, which sits inside of users' homes, or flooding in from a field of various sensors, or a UAV. How do we make sense of it? And that's what DesignMind does. So to give you an overall view, we're here in San Francisco. We deal with business intelligence, big data, data science, warehousing, reporting, all the stuff that goes on behind the scenes of various places. But we specialize in a lot of different areas. The 2 major pieces are high tech and food. You can see some of our more recent customers that might be of interest or knowledgeable to you. Annie's, Columbus Food, Jamba Juice, Yadamark, Intuit. There are some we can't say off the top of our heads due to NDA, but you get the idea. And I said, what do? We do data, and it's end to end. We talk about our warehousing and acquisition, but then also what happens when that gets to be too much, when you have more than just a single computer sitting there. How do you manage all this going on? Then what do? How do you understand this? This is what we're here for. This is what we help people do. We're agnostic. We're not going to push a certain product on you. We're just there to help you gain insight from your data. So what have we done, especially of interest to people here, food and beverage services? We've actually done a lot of supply chain services. Like for Yadamark, we talked about optimization and being able to follow things end to end, all the way from from the producers to table. We've also worked with the Kendall family a lot on taking their objects from production to where it goes out. And anybody who knows about alcoholic distribution knows the problems that you come across with different states and different requirements. Beyond that, we also do food science. This is where people like myself and another data science come in who have extensive work with food. We can talk about recommendations. It's really hard to do when you can say split an apple in half, hand it to two separate people, and they give you different responses. We can talk about food pattern recognition, understand how your customers might be interested in new trends coming forward. New flavors and offerings. How can you do substitutions? How can you target different sorts of things which might be of interest to people? Finally, we provide information. DesignMind is built up of a lot of senior people. We do things like blogs around data science, business intelligence, hiring, data warehousing, whatever you're looking for. We have white papers as well by our experts in big data. So if you haven't done so far, come, we've got tables in back. Myself and Mark Gimba, the CEO, is along with Patty, our director of marketing, and Sandy, who heads up our application development, are all there. Feel free to ask questions and we'll point you in the right direction. Let me just finish up by saying, if you're interested, we're on Market Street, just up the road. Drop us a line, we'll be more than happy to talk, and enjoy.
Awesome, thank you.
Thank you, Andrew. All right, next we have CC Rayside from IBM. CC's going to come on board and tell you a little bit about the IBM cloud services that they offer. Thank you.
Thank you, appreciate it. Can you hear me? Hi, I'm CC Rayside with IBM, and I'm here representing the cloud. And what we're trying to do is be able to support you as startups. And that's really important for IBM, which is really different. You probably think of us being the enterprise, but we're really helping startups for companies that are less than 5 years old, make less than $1 million. We're giving away cloud services, and also with rapid application development to be able to help you create prototypes that you can give to venture capitalists to get funding. So if you've got any sort of where you use software as part of your content, that's something we'd like to be able to talk with you about, how you can do some rapid application development and host in the cloud. We have a program that's like for a year, you can get up to like $1,000 up to $10,000 a month of free cloud services. So it's please come see us. We're giving away T-shirts, and we'd love to talk to you about anything we can do to help you, because it's very important for us to help you be successful. I mean, one of the first things I get is like, why is IBM here? Because you don't hear about IBM being in the startup community, but it's very important to us, and it's that's where the innovation is. We realize that, and we're out in the community to help you be successful. So please come see us. Thanks.
Thank you, CC.